Good morning, Durango School District community. I'm Dr. Karen Chesser, Superintendent, and we are so excited today to give you more information about our new Career and Innovation Center that will be housed at Durango High School. We are calling this center Impact because that is the focus of the work that will be done in this building. It's a state-of-the-art center where our students will make an impact. They'll make a difference in their community and in the world. It's a place where our district Portrait of a Graduate competencies will come to life. And students in every single career pathway will be able to use this building. They will thrive and have true work-based learning experiences, authentic projects, and meaningful partnerships with industry partners and our community. Today, we're going to find out and give you some information, more details, even a fly-through, and also there's a chance for you to give feedback. As you're thinking about that feedback, maybe even think about how you, our important community and industry partners, our families, our students, our staff, might get involved. Maybe you have some great ideas for those projects when this opens. Most importantly, we want to thank everyone, our Board of Education and the Durango and La Plata County communities for believing in us, for supporting us through the bond, and for dreaming big for our Durango School District students and their future. And now we're going to turn it over to our architects, Anderson, Mason, Dale, for all those details.
Thanks, Karen. Hi, everybody. If you remember from our programming video, I'm Kathy Bellum. I'm a principal with Anderson, Mason, Dale Architects. And I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the Career Innovation Center for Durango High School. So if you recall, our group is made up of a wide range of individuals from the community, from the school, and beyond. And we're excited to have a lot of participation, a lot of feedback that has gone into the development of this design. And so we've got a design advisory group who stuck with us from the very beginning and is still involved. Our design team with our industry professionals who are all local Durango firms except for ours. And then, of course, all the different focus groups within the school and the business community. Just a quick reminder, the bond scope included this Career Innovation Center. It also includes some improvements to the transportation on the high school site and some building improvements. And today we're going to focus on the design for the Career Innovation Center. The plan is that will be complete and ready for occupancy in January of 2024. And I'd like to introduce Nick Huber, who is a high school student at Durango High School and is also working with our team here at Anderson Mason Dale.
Thank you, Kathy. My name is Nick Huber. I am a senior at Durango High School and an intern for Anderson Mason Dale Architects. And as we began the design process of this building, we worked with our design advisory group to identify some guiding principles that would help us to better understand the design and purpose of this building. Firstly, we wanted to create an entrepreneurial environment that's really separate from the existing building in that it doesn't feel like a school. It feels like a business center where new projects are happening and the community is connecting with students. Our second principle is enduring relevance through flexibility, where we wanted to have our space be very multifunctional and transformable with universal spaces that are functional for a variety of different programs, both existing and future. Another principle is that it inspires impromptu collisions, meaning that there's all sorts of different programs and projects happening within the building and working together, and maybe they bump into each other and begin collaborating. So really promoting that idea that different projects can be happening at once and maybe they can even collaborate together. Another principle is celebrating the process of design. You'll hear a little bit about this in the future, but the design thinking process really inspired how this building is intended to be used. And through serving the process of design, we're really able to accommodate a variety of different projects and programs that could be using this space. Another guiding principle is that we come together to invest in the edge economy. The edge economy meaning the connection between our local education and our local economy. So this building should really strengthen that connection and provide opportunities for the community and students to collaborate on a variety of different projects. And then our final guiding principle was sustainability, in that we should be creating efficient, safe, and healthy spaces for students and community to work together and provide some education for students on things that are economically and environmentally sustainable.
Thanks, Nick. So let's talk a little bit about it. The high school already has a multitude of career pathways and learning opportunities for students. And so the bond is supporting those pathways in this new building, but also we realize that some of the program spaces within the existing building needed some support to grow with the interest that students are showing for those programs. And so, so I'll walk through a little bit of the work on the existing building, and then we'll show you some more about the exciting new Career Innovation Center. The two programs that are really growing and needed some expansion potential are the Woods and Metals shops. The existing wood shop and the existing metal shop are really maxed out because those programs are so popular. So the bond is funding scope to improve systems within the existing building, so safety systems, ventilation systems, and just functionality of a lot of the existing infrastructure, in addition to an expansion of space so that both of those programs can bleed over into adjacent rooms and make use of them for this very specialized programming. So those spaces will be renovated, tailored to this program. Outside of the Woods and Metal shops, we're also going to be doing some improvements. As many of you know, the tiny home program is a really popular one within the Woods shop. And so we're improving the outdoor area outside of that wood shop, raising that patio ground surface so that it's level with the wood shop inside, making that inside-outside work really seamless, and then providing a cover overhead so that that work can happen in all kinds of weather. We're also doing some work to that existing shed out there so that there's some better storage options. Okay, and then let's talk about the exciting new building. So this is the Career Innovation Center Impact at Durango High School. You're looking at the front door to the new building. To your right, just off the screen, is the entry to the existing high school. Again, just a really exciting place for all kinds of activities to take place. And as Nick mentioned, this place is designed around the process of design thinking. This is a system that has been articulated and studied. It really applies to all the pathways. And that is something that we were very excited to incorporate into the development of this project, is a way of thinking about the spaces supporting activities for all pathways. And as we know, they're very specialized, from culinary to those wood shops to graphics and a range of agriculture, a range of other programs. But every one of those, when they go through a problem-solving exercise, use this design thinking process. And so we design the building to respond to this process so that all pathways can make use of it. So here's an exciting shot inside the primary common space. This is a large central two-story space that is in the heart of the building. It's where all of the adjacent spaces essentially ring around this two-story space and connect to it. So there's an energy and an enthusiasm, excitement in the space. And it's designed to accommodate a range of places that students can engage those steps in the design thinking process, just like you see on these tags here. This is an image of the student-run cafe that is planned. It is, as you can see, there's a door and some windows that will provide access to a patio area just to the west of the cafe. And there's that beautiful old aspen tree there that will provide shade. It's really a lovely place that students can just sit down and plug in. They can meet with community members or business members, and it really becomes a place of connection for people from the community and business and the school. Looking back at that main space, you can see the maker space is up on the second floor, and below that we have our tech collaboration rooms, which open up so that this whole main level can be used for an event space. Moving up to that makerspace, that's where students can use equipment and materials to do prototyping for their projects. And so this is generally, relatively clean prototyping. It's things like 3D printers and vinyl cutters, a range of materials and equipment that allow students to both explore ideas, but also generate presentation materials. So the casework and the cabinets you see ringing the room are for storing student work. Also on that second level, right next to the maker space, is the pitch room. And this is a professional grade conference space where students will have cutting edge technology and high quality finishes that represent what might be found out in the world of the business. And so that students can have the experience of making a pitch or a presentation in an environment like that here at Durango High School. And so if they find themselves in that situation later, down the road, it feels comfortable and natural. Looking back out over the commons now, we're looking to the south. So that's where the main entry is, right underneath that red box. That red box is a collaboration room. And to the right of that, on the balcony overlooking, is a whole series of smaller collaboration rooms. So we have a variety of size spaces for students to occupy and take over for project teams to do work. And this common space does connect out to the pedestrian courtyard. So here we're looking from the outside back towards that same area. So the front doors and I forgot to mention, you'll see just above it on the second floor is a roof deck. And we've got planters up there, and it's a great place for events and activities and for students to use throughout the day. So Ryan's going to talk a little bit about the exterior materials. We really wanted this place to feel like a place of innovation. Yes, it's tied to the campus. Yes, it is part of Durango High School, but it's also really forward thinking and really tries to think of materials and spaces in new and exciting ways. So Ryan, you want to go ahead?
Yes, thank you, Kathy. My name is Ryan Lutz. I'm a senior associate with Anderson Mason Architects. And so first, what you'll see is at the base of the building, we're actually employing brick, which is tying back to the existing school, except what we're doing is doing a different blend and actually angling some of the brick to give it a kind of more innovative look at the brick and giving it more texture. And then as you move up the building, we transition to metal panel, which is a little bit more refined and professional looking. And then as we go up even further, we have a lot of windows on the upper floor, but in between the windows and above, we have a lot of polycarbonate, which during the day will allow light into the building, but at night, it will allow light from inside the building to radiate out to create this lantern look on the campus. And this will just signify all the great events that are going on throughout the day and into the evening.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So this is a view, an aerial view looking down at the new pedestrian courtyard. So we are up in the air looking to the southeast. You can see the front door of Durango High School right here. Main Avenue is behind us. And the new Career Innovation Center really kind of bookends that outdoor pedestrian courtyard. And what used to be the parent drop-off area is infilled with new landscaped, tailored areas for students to occupy, have lunch outside, take a break and do some project work out in the shade of the trees. If there are events that occur at the new Career Innovation Center, they can spill out and occupy this outdoor courtyard. We've preserved some of the parking that exists in there just for accessibility and very specific uses, but really tried to protect this area so that it's really a true pedestrian zone. And so, as I mentioned earlier, site transportation reworking is part of the scope. We did some analysis and did quite a few options to look at how we could improve the site transportation, which is always tricky at a school because you have people arriving and leaving at the same time and large quantities of cars. But what we did find is that existing parking lot again along Main Avenue is in great shape. We're going to hold on to that. The bus lane will also remain where it exists on that next to the west wing. But the parent drop-off area that was right up by the front door of the high school, and there were some security concerns about how close it was to that main entry. We've moved that out and more than doubled the amount of parent drop-off length, so that parent cars can make use of that in the morning and the afternoon and not block up the rest of the intersection. We've also tried to simplify this kind of primary intersection here. I think previously it had about 5 different ways that you could come into that intersection. So we've simplified it into a traditional 4-way intersection. This building is not intended to increase the number of cars on campus. It is serving the students of Durango High School. There will be business community making short trips to visit, but we've got more parking than currently exists on site, accommodated in this design. And then finally, this is kind of exciting. We are tracking to achieve the potential for having net zero with this building. And so net zero is a building that produces as much energy as it consumes. And for this building, we have tracked a series of strategies that will get us to a very efficient building, because the way you get to net zero is you get your energy use as low as possible, and then you add solar panels or some other energy generating technology to make up the difference of the energy that you use. And so we have worked through the design strategy enough to confirm those first 3 strategies of a compact footprint, a super insulated building envelope with insulation and high performance windows and glazing. We have designed for passive strategies to minimize heat gain and make sure that we minimize the energy use required for that. And then as we move into the next phases of design, we will be refining the building intelligence, the controls, and the heating and cooling systems, so that we can get the energy use of this building as low as possible. Right now, we're tracking about 38 is our energy use intensity for this building, for those of you who might be familiar with that term. And that would allow us to add 56 kW of solar, which would fit on the roof to make this a net zero building. So we're excited for that possibility. And that's all we have for this presentation, but I would like to invite you all. There's a fly-through video on the website, and it's a really fun video that walks you through the interior of the building and gives you an experience of what it's like to move through it and even get out on that roof deck. So thank you all for watching, and we look forward to continuing to develop this project and deliver it for January of 2024. Thank you.